Hi, welcome to Unique Impacts Website Wednesdays. I'm Jasmine and I help hypnotists like you make your business as powerful as your hypnosis so you can be seen, get booked, and stay in demand. Today, we are reviewing themindtonic.com, a beautifully designed site with a calming, grounding vibe. Nova's done clearly a lot right here and put a lot of love, effort, and dedication into it. Yet, even strong websites leave opportunities on the table. And with a few thoughtful tweaks, we can turn this homepage into something that connects even deeper. So let's break it down section by section and see what's working and what could work even better. All the tips that I share can be applied to all website builders: Squarespace, WordPress, Wix, Divi, Elementor, whatever you use. It's all simple, actionable, and you can do this right away. So let's go. That was literally 5 seconds. I'm sure you got an idea what Nova is doing. But we probably can all agree that it could be a bit more specific once you land on the page. So let's start with what's working. It's emotional if you say, what if you could transform your life from burnout to bliss when nothing else has worked? It hints at a transformation and it's trying to speak to people who have already tried a lot of different things and still haven't found the solution. Yet it's quite not there. It's a bit abstract still, like from burnout to bliss and transform your life. These sound a bit more like concepts, but not real life, feel it in the body results. It's a lot about the end goal, not really where they are at. So we could acknowledge even that more and not skip over the tension they are currently facing. Example, what keeps them up at night? What is their biggest headache they face every day because of that? And the biggest thing is it's a bit written like a poem. The hero section shouldn't be poetic, but punchy, clear, and very specific. And somebody lands on your website, they're not in the streamy headspace, they have brain fog, their thoughts are spiraling, they're tired, they're frustrated. So here's how we could elevate this even further. So something like, feel like you've tried everything, but your brain still won't shut off, or exhausted, anxious, and stuck in overdrive, even when life looks fine from the outside. And then you could still tag between either one of those, say, when nothing else has worked, hypnosis can. The crucial thing is not to lead with when nothing else has worked, hypnosis can. We really want to be very specific before, and because people don't buy a transformation, they buy a chance to finally get out of the pain, stop spiraling, sleep better, breathe easier, and this is the moment like, oh wow, I want this, and lean in further and then dive into your site. Let's take a look at Nova's navigation bar. It's absolutely great that she doesn't have a home button and linked her home page to the Mind Tonic Hypnotherapy logo. So when somebody's on a subpage, they just need to click the logo and they will directly go back to the main page. She also has the About services. It's really nice that it's a drop down and then people can choose the different services. It's nice that it's indicated with an arrow, so we actually know there are more subpages below that. And the same goes for FAQ, which has another resources contact. And it's absolutely great that she has even a hovering book now button, which is the call to action she wants to have. It has a different color. It really pops out. So that's absolutely well done. If we want to streamline even further, we could probably move the FAQ section. This is not something when somebody comes on your site and directly sees like, what questions did you answer? So this can easily go in the footer, which is the last section on the website. There's a discussion if contact should be up there. If you feel better with it, then leave it there. It's not really necessary because you want them to take a different action unless contacting you is your main call to action. But for Nova, it's book now. So you have to evaluate what's your one thing that the visitor should do. Another thing that I would adjust is that these two are competing for attention. They also have two very bright colors. I'd rather would repeat the call to action you have here, also here, and yellow on white is often very hard to read. So when this is streamlined, it's absolutely perfect and will drive people to take the action exactly that Nova wants. So we already had the hero section. So let's take a look at Nova's other messaging. As said before, it's a lot of text, and I'm sure Nova can break this up. So we just focus on the headings. Achieve success and balance is a bit vague and poetic. We don't really know what that means. What is success? What does balance look like for them? So you can really get specific. What would that look for you? I know that Nova has a lot of services, so this can be a tricky one. But even if we say stop spiraling, start living, it has a point A where they are at the moment. They're spiraling and they want to get back into living, whatever that looks like for them then. So this could be one option. Hypnotherapy services is great. It could also be like how I can help you. These are the services I offer, but that's totally okay. Also the hi, I'm Nova I like. I would just probably add something like, hi, I'm Nova. I help you finally get in charge of spiraling thoughts or overthinking, or I know what actually works. So just tag something along that they don't just see the hi, I am, because they want to see you as the expert you are. So just make that clear that you're running the show on your website. The biggest improvement Nova can make, from my point of view, is adding more white space. As you could see here, the sections are very close together, the same here, so that the call to action stands out even more if the next section has a little more room to breathe, as well as breaking up here the paragraphs or using bullet points. This could make a huge difference if you as well have here just more white space. Just add it, don't be shy, and then it would look so much cleaner even with just a little effort and just a little space. Let's take a look at Nova's About Her section. I really like the photo where she's smiling, looking at the camera. That's really great to build connection. We said before, if we just tag on a little phrase here, it positions her even more as the expert she is. She's got a great text about herself where it's really grounded, a warm tone. The only thing is that it's missing the spark a little that really creates the connection where somebody who's reading it was like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to her, I need to work with her. So this could really be improved, that there's even more connection with her and she shares more about herself and why she's doing it. So if it just gets a little juicier and more emotional, it's absolutely perfect. The other thing is that sometimes you can put here as a call to action, read more about me, read my full story. So you could use that as a jumping point to the about section instead of another call to action, but that's absolutely up to you, and both ways work. This is where things could get a little overwhelming, and to avoid a 9-page restaurant menu where you don't have a clear direction and just end up ordering fries, we could clean this up a bit by grouping the different services in categories so it's easy to skim and decide what am I actually interested in. But this is just a suggestion, and it really depends on your business, how you structure it and how many services you offer. You could group them in anxiety and stress, for example. The second one could be performance or confidence. And the third one could be something like breaking habits, if that's a thing you specialize in, so that we really give them a clear direction what to click on, or especially if you have view all services here as Nova has, this totally makes sense to group them in different categories or just list them out and then link to the different services. Another important point I want to make are stock images. I know, especially a service-based businesses, we need to use stock images, yet often they rather create a distance and suspicion than a connection. This is a black and white photo. These are like heavily staged. So if you can, please take natural photos where you would say, oh, somebody took that with their phone, or in a brand photo shoot that relates to your brand. There are also like very great stock image sites as kaboompix.com, Unsplash, or Elevate Visuals. They have really great images that feel absolutely natural, personal, and create a great connection. So please stay away from photos that scream wellness corporate brochure. If it does, please ditch them. Let's come to a section that's usually underrated, but so valuable if you have it on your page. So well done, Nova, for having the plan section on your site. The plan section consists of steps. Please don't have more than 4, which show the process of working with you, and illustrate the whole process. So book a free 15-minute discovery call. That's great. It directly specifies what it is, yet discovery call might be phrased differently. Free chat or something like that. So it becomes less intimidating with discovery. Also, step 2, I will probably add a line below. I know usually I say have less text, but here it really makes sense to illustrate the process, how you're going to work with them. And step 3 could also be more specific, like what does it actually mean to take control back of your life? Be really specific. We want to paint the picture here, what it's like when they work with us, the great outcome, the happily ever after. That's the moment where people really say, I want that, and take action. Which brings us to the call to action button again. Yellow on white is hard to read, and it should really be bold and stand out, because this is literally the place where you want them to take real action. You spelled out everything, what's at stake, what are the benefits. You're the perfect match for them. This is how they do it. And now there's no question left that they jump on that. Also, to support it with the client testimonials, it's very powerful. Again, it could use more white space, that both sections really stand out on their own, but yet you support this call to action and make it less scary for them to take action by showing real people have already done that. So we have a few tweaks left that I want to show you. Put the social media icons really in the footer. Any other place, they just mess it up and send them somewhere else where you don't want them to, and they get lost in the World Wide Web. The same for the acknowledgement. I love it that Nova put it here, yet it's not the right place. So I would rather put it below here, which does mean it's not valued. It's really just for clarity purposes. The last thing I want to show you is that color contrast goes a long way. And here you could see blue on orange. It's a little hard to read, especially when you hover over this and it becomes orange. It's really difficult to read. Just imagine that on a mobile device and where not all the brightness is scaled up. So how can we avoid this? We just go to a page which is called Color Contrast Checker, and you can put in here the hex codes of the text color and the background color, and then it gives you a rating, and you can see it as well that it's rated as poor. So that means it's very difficult to read on different screens. You want to aim for a 7 and above. What you could also do here with the very cool tool is to adjust both colors, or just to adjust one, and then you can also see it's good for small text, it's great for large text, it's great overall, and then you can play around with it and even see how it would decrease or improve. As said, from 7 on it turns green, and otherwise if it's red you really don't want to use it. So that's a wrap for this Website Wednesdays. Nova has already such a beautiful foundation with her website, themindtonic.com, and if she just takes the little tweaks, then it will go from nice to look at to unstoppable. I can't wait to see it, because your homepage, and especially the landing page, isn't just a page where people land on, it's where they decide to stay on your page, to dive in deeper. So if you want more clear advice on how to design websites or how to simplify business with AI, tech, and marketing, hit the notification so you never miss an episode. Please like and subscribe if this has been helpful for you. I will be back with new website tips next Wednesday. Can't wait to see you.